So once you've got your query there, we'll start making a form. So it's just create. We want to use the form wizard because it does it pretty well. Because that was the last one we did, it's already sitting at the top of the list. So you can either make a form from a table or the query. So there's the one we just made. Okay, I want all of that data to display. This one, it's best to choose tabular. So tabular puts it out like a table that you're familiar seeing. So you can see all the data at once. Columnar puts each on a separate page, or each, you've got to click through them, which isn't as good to compare. We can just call it that. You don't need to change it necessarily. Okay, it pops it up, and if we look at it, it will look something like that. Obviously we don't want that sitting there, so we're going to get in and manipulate it a little bit. Okay, first thing I'm going to do is get that thing, change it from visible to be no, so it's still there, but we just don't see it. Okay, and as we did earlier, we'll just add an image. I'll do it pretty roughly. Again, we don't want a particular image, we want it to go and find the customer pick, and that will dump that in there. You can do some other things and tidy it up a little bit, and that's the way it would be. So now it will look something like that. So we can see that Yevgeny Yo-Yo is our best customer, their total. Again, your formatting for this is a big part of getting it looking nice. So I'll run through that very quickly, what you might do. So things like this, obviously you want that thing sitting in the middle of your page. So if we want to, the easiest way to send us something is you make the box the full length of where you want to go, and then just format it and put it in the middle. Same with these ones. That's a bit big, so I'll just get at that so I can shrink that so it just sits up there by itself. These ones again, if you tend to centre them over the top of the field, they tend to look better. We might make them bold and a bit bigger as well, just so they stand out a little bit. Get our format painter so the other things are the same. So remember, with format painter, if you double click on it, it will stay on. These things, you might want to put them in bold and make them a bit bigger as well. The money one, you might want to left justify. This one you might want to right justify. It doesn't really matter at the end of the day, as long as you get a format that you're happy with. So we'll have a bit of a look at that. So that doesn't look too bad. So the money should probably be on the right hand side, so we'll just go and fiddle with it. Okay, the last bit you can do is put a footer on there. Why a footer's good?
Because they stay there no matter how much.
Yeah, so it's going to sit there no matter how much data. So if you've got, mine's only got 3 customers, so it's obviously all going to be on there at once. But if you've got 50 of them, it will still sit there. So your header, this stuff at the top in the blue, it will stay there, this will stay there, and this stuff will scroll in the middle. Okay, we're just going to add a field. So don't use the AA, that's the label. So if you want to put some text there yourself, that's what you'd use. But this one is the text box. Okay, remember unbound means at the moment it doesn't know what it's doing. So all we're going to do in here equals sum of cust total, which is that field there. Okay, and we'll make it currency. So if you want to look at that, if you get here, if you want a bit more space, you can just click on there and it will jump in there. So we're just getting the sum of that field there. So it's got the 3 sitting in its memory, so it knows what you'd want. Now when we have a look at it, there's our subtotal. So it's still our $12,000 because the data's the same. Again, you'd like to tidy that data up a little bit. I'm happy with the format of that one, so I'll just pinch that. Okay, obviously that would be, something like sales total or something. And again, I want the same format as that. So just trying to be consistent with what you do. So if you have red backgrounds or whatever on one, you should have it on all of them. Okay, so there's our total working out. So we can see that this is our best customer. Things like cust pick and cust total remember their field names, so we've got to go and tidy them up a bit. So it is better to put customer name, customer picture. Okay, you'll remember that I said this stuff will take a while to do, so it's not hard, it's just running it through a form and tidying it up. So things like that shouldn't be left. Okay, the last thing I want to show you is just how to close that. So eventually we're going to have a main menu where you click on a button that will go and open this form up. Once we're finished with the form, we simply want to put a button there so that the 4x thing here isn't a drink. Okay, so you just go to form operations, you want to close the form. You can change the text there. It's usually easy to put text because people understand it because they can read. If you put things like little crosses there, they're not sure what it is, or a little doorway, you're not sure where that takes you. So you might say close form or back to menu or whatever you want to put. Okay, the button number doesn't matter. So now we've got a button there. Again, you can format that and make it bigger or smaller or move it and those type of things. So now what happens is we close the form, and that will just save it. So I'll just open this up very quickly. So there's our query, there's our totals, we close the form. If I go and add another sale, so I'm up to sale 22, there's my customer, there's my salesperson. Okay, let's say we buy 11 of those, so our total is going to increase by a couple of thousand. We complete that sale. I haven't got a close button on there at this stage, but I'll put one eventually. Okay, we look here, our thing has been updated automatically. So that's the benefit that you should be talking about in your assignment. So instantaneously, the manager can jump in and go, oh look, Zara is now our best salesperson because she had a big, one of our major clients come in and she sold heaps of stuff. And your totals are updated instantaneously and all that type of stuff. Righto.